Okay, welcome to this Monday's intention activation session. So we're going to do as usual before we start, give ourselves a little stretch so that we feel in our body. So when you're ready, you can close your eyes and do any movement that feels appropriate for you. I would say here the only rule is to be present to the sensations of the stretches and the movements that you're doing, so that you already start to bring yourself, into your body. Then once you've finished your stretches, take your time, but once you're finished, just make sure you're sitting comfortably, preferably with your feet flat on the floor. And speaking of feet, bring your awareness straight away into your feet. If you need to, press your feet a little bit into the floor with that intention to ground yourself, to connect with the earth underneath. The intention to anchor your energy, ground, and really feeling the point of contact between your feet and the floor. And once you've done that, we're going to shift our focus away from the feet and bring the awareness all the way up into the area of the chest, more specifically right in the middle of the chest, to connect with our hearts. And here you might want to bring one of your hands over your heart if it helps. And then try to tune in a little bit more into hearing or sensing the sounds or sensations of your heartbeat, of your heartbeats in your chest, as a way to really focus, become aware of your heart, connecting with it. And once you're experiencing this connection, then you can start to imagine, visualize, as if your breath is flowing in and out directly through your heart. And here you just keep breathing in the most natural way, through your nose, without holding your breath, in a steady rhythm. When you breathe in, your belly expands. When you breathe out, your belly contracts. But you imagine, you visualize as if the breath is flowing in and out through the heart. And that will help to keep your focus there. And when you're with your focus in the heart, now let's just slow down and deepen your breathing. Breathing a little slower and deeper than you would usually do. And trying to find a rhythm that is comfortable but steady. In an ideal world, you'd be breathing the same length on the in-breath and the out-breath. And in a rhythm that is about 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. You know, a little bit slower or a little bit quicker, but around this rhythm. So we'll do that together in silence for a few minutes, breathing slower and deeper in a steady, comfortable rhythm. Imagining the breath flowing in and out through the heart. So let's do that silently, and I'll let you know when we're ready for the next part. Keep breathing a little slower and deeper than usual. Focused on your heart. If you find your mind drifting, just bring your awareness back into your heart. Okay, so you might already feel a little bit more calm. That's the effect of this slow, heart-focused breathing. And we'll take advantage of this lovely state to reflect. And we'll start these reflections by remembering first the vision, the destination for our future. So what is your vision ahead in time, in your future, for yourself, for your life, for your personal life, for your professional life? So if you're clear on that vision, bring it back to your awareness. If it's a little bit too abstract, you can also focus on goals, projects that are a little bit closer to you in your timeline, that is a little bit more short term, if that helps. But bring to mind, bring to your awareness, remind yourself of the direction that you're aiming for in the future. And once we've done that, now we're going to start reflecting on the very recent past and everything that just occurred just last week, the week that has finished yesterday. So as if you were able to elevate yourself and float above your own life, so to speak. If you could float above your timeline and look at everything that happened just last week from this above view, having a bird's eye view on last week, just notice, remember, visualize, or bring to your awareness everything that is working well and everything that you thought has not worked as well as you wanted. So as much as possible, without blame or judgment, just looking at everything that happened that you considered working well and everything that happened that you considered didn't work as well as you wanted. And in every area of your life that is important to you right now, looking at everything that works, the things that work, think about them in terms of what you want to maintain and nurture, the things you want more of. And for the things that don't work as well, think about them as the things you would rather change or rather let go of. Refrain from labeling them as bad or wrong or failure. Just see them as feedback. And just notice, okay, this I'd rather less. This I'd rather change. This I'd rather let go of. And in that process, you may want to pay attention to the difference between results and outcomes, and also the process and the journey that leads to the outcomes. Sometimes you get what you want, you get the result, but the process to get there was not enjoyable. And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes very enjoyable, fulfilling journey, but the result didn't manifest. So try not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. If you didn't get the outcome just yet, there might still be lots of things that work well in your process. And sometimes you might be happy with the results, but was the process really worth it? Just notice. Okay, so we're gonna keep pondering on that for another few minutes in silence, and I'll let you know when we're ready for the next step. Okay. Just another minute or so reflecting on last week. Okay, and to finish this part of our process, we're gonna ask ourselves that question. If last week, our version of last week, was to repeat itself over and over into the future, would it get you closer to your vision, to your goals, to the results, the outcomes you're working towards? Or does it look like it would be bringing you off track? So just notice, it doesn't need to be extremely precise, but just get a sense. Basically, if nothing changes, are you already on a trajectory that is aligned towards your vision or not? And you might also notice if it's aligned, maybe it's aligned, but it's not moving or not moving fast enough. And just notice, and if that's the case, that is not moving fast enough, just make a note of it, but also notice the positive, that you're already aligned. And then maybe you're noticing that you're not on track. And if you're not on track, you could also make a note to ponder that maybe if last week, or if your version of last week is actually working well for you, but still it's not pointing in the direction that you're aiming for. Just make a note to reflect maybe later on. Is your trajectory maybe directing you towards a different goal or a different vision that would equally be satisfying for you and maybe even better? Or do you still need to course correct because really the vision that you have for yourself is decidedly the most important? That's another way to look into it. Another food for thought. Okay. So now that we've assessed our trajectory, now we're gonna craft a version of the week starting today that would be an ideal version of the week where you're aligned on to your vision and things are moving. They're moving in the right direction and at a pace that you're happy with. So in order to do that, we're going to first get our imagination on board. And now we're just going to have fun visualizing, imagining a best possible version of the week. And I suggest we always start by imagining ourselves first. How are we when we're thinking, acting at our best? When we are making decisions with ease, when we're taking action with motivation, when our ways of being are positive. So just imagine yourself first when you're really like a version of yourself that you really like, a version that is the you that you really would like to be like all the time. The version of you that is open and creative, that has easy relationships with people, that is full of ideas, that is comfortable implementing those ideas. So when you're that type of person, then just imagine what would happen this week. What would you make happen? What would you generate? What would you create in your relationships, in your work life, your personal life? Results, but not just results, also relationships, connections, how you treat yourself, how you treat other people. Just imagine, with you at your best, what would your week look like, sound like, feel like? What might you picture yourself say to the people you care about? What would you imagine yourself doing that maybe you've been a little bit shy or scared to do up until now? Allow yourself to imagine. And as you have fun imagining all of the things you would think of, you would do, you would say, of course, you're aware that you're not on your own and you're always in interaction with other people. So next step is to really imagining the impact that you're having on the people around you, the people you come in contact with, starting with your loved ones, the people closest to you, but also maybe people you work with or you work for, maybe clients if you have some, and also people you don't know, people you might meet in the street, in the shops, in transport, public transport. Maybe sometimes it's just your happy, positive mood, you're smiling at someone, a stranger who might need it, and it might transform his day or her day. So allow yourself to imagine, as you're moving through the week, how your energy is contaminating other people around you, the impact that it has, and how maybe your ways of being, your words, your actions, your energy, how it might light up, inspire, motivate other people, and get a sense, or try to get a sense or imagine how this energy keeps being passed on from people to people. You're generating a flow, you're inspiring someone, and this person inspires someone else. And soon you've created a wave of energy that is going way beyond you. You can't even track it, but it's going out into the world, a wave of positivity that you generated, you initiated, you contributed to. And now it's spreading out layers of people through layers and layers of people. Just allow yourself to imagine how this wave progresses into the world. And now I'm going to invite you to imagine surprises and unexpected possibilities and opportunities that might be entering your experience, that it feels like you're not the direct creator, as if doors randomly open, opportunities present themselves, new people enter your life. So just allow yourself to imagine what could that be, how that would highlight your life, highlight the week that is starting today. And as you imagine, just know that this might seem impossible or totally random or too out of the blue. But just know that because of the wave of positivity that you send into the world and that ripples out into the world, then you, in a way, contribute to opportunities that you have no awareness of. And then these doors that open for other people, eventually they come back and they lead to a new opportunity that opens for you. So that's how you plant seeds that grow and flourish back into your life. So just allow yourself to imagine, what could that look like, feel like, sound like, with a multitude of opportunities coming your way like gifts. Okay, so have fun imagining those. Dream big. And we are gonna set up an intention that these seemingly random opportunities that might enter our experience, they might look like nothing like what you're imagining right now. Because your imagination is limited by what you already know. So your imagination operates from a certain paradigm, but the universe has so much more possibilities than the ones we can imagine right now. That what if opportunities are coming your way that are very much aligned and probably even better aligned to your vision, or contributing to an even better and bigger vision for you, but that they don't look like what you know. So let's just set an intention that when that happens, we will still recognize them for what they are and welcome them into our life. Yes, our imagination is amazing, but you might not be able to imagine all possibilities. The universe is so much richer. So give yourself permission to be open to receive beyond the limits of your imagination. So that way you're detaching yourself from knowing how things will show up, and you're allowing yourself the possibility of receiving more and better than you had imagined. So once you've done that, say yes to this intention. Now I'm going to invite you to just notice how you're feeling. How does it feel having had a peek in the best possible version of the week that is starting today? Remember, your mind doesn't know the difference between real or imagined, so it's all very real for your mind right now. How does it feel to have this amazing week? Maybe it's a feeling you're very familiar with. Maybe it's just sensations that you can't quite put a name on, but you feel it in your body. Whatever it is, we're just going to expand and grow these sensations, these emotions now. So I'm going to invite you to imagine as if these feelings, sensations, emotions are flowing in and out through your heart with each breath. And every time you breathe in, you're feeling them a little bit more and a little bit more, with more intensity inside yourself. And every time you breathe out, it's as if you're able to radiate them out into the space around you and in front of you. So breathing in and out, imagining those sensations flowing in and out through your heart. Those sensations nurture you on your in breath and they radiate out of yourself on your out breath. And with each cycle of breath, it all becomes more and more powerful. On your in breath, these sensations fill in your entire body. And on your out breath, they're radiating out into the space around you and in front of you. And with each cycle of breath, they become so strong that you can barely hold them into yourself. It's like they're overflowing and they're shooting out from your heart with such intensity that it's like a laser beam that is projecting out from your heart into the space. And more specifically, right in front of you, as if all of this energy radiating from your heart is concentrating right in front of you. And it's like as if it's carving out some sort of doorway into the space in front of you. It's like this laser beam is carving out a portal in space right in front of you. A big portal, little bit like in your favorite sci-fi movies. And it's not just a portal in space, it's also a portal in time. And as you're looking at that portal for now, you just know that on the other side of this portal is the new version of your reality. It's a new version of your timeline. It's a new version of the week that is starting today, that just awaits you. And so you're making the decision to embrace that version, and you're preparing yourself to walk through the portal. So getting ready, imagining in your mind's eyes as if you're standing up, taking a few steps, and moving, passing your body, one foot in, the other foot in, into this doorway, through this portal. And now you're just standing on the other side. And as you're standing on the other side, you're just noticing that the portal behind you is just disappearing. And with the portal disappearing, the old pathway from the past, the old you, is disappearing as well. So it's just now you standing on the other side, ready to start on a new upgraded version of your reality, of your timeline. So take some deep, slow breath again. Embracing, enjoying, breathing that new air, this air of novelty, this air of brand new and renewed and upgraded reality. When you breathe in, just feel as if you're connecting all the way down to your cells with this new version of your life, a version where you're connected with so many more opportunities and possibilities. It's as if these connections with these possibilities is tingling, making all of your cells resonate, as if you're like a tuning fork that getting in tune with this new version of time and space, reality. And when you breathe out, just breathe out a sense of gratitude and ease and comfort and joy to be in this new version of reality. And now we're going to anchor ourselves into this reality even more. We're going to use a little trick. We're going to use an anchor, a physical anchor. And this will also help us to remind ourselves of this new version of reality that we are in case we need it during the week. So to do that, to create that anchor, just bring your thumb and index finger together from on your right hand and press your two fingers together. Just paying attention, noticing the pressure between your fingers. And now do this on the other side with your left hand, bringing your left thumb and index finger together, pressing them and noticing, feeling the point of contact, the pressure between your fingers. And now do it on both sides at the same time, pressing your fingers together. And now bring all of your attention, your focus, into finding a point of perfect equal pressure on both hands, both sides. Finding that point of equilibrium. And when you're focused on finding that point, your mind brings focus on your two hands at the same time. So he has no choice but to be fully present. So he has no choice to be fully present to this new version of reality. He has no choice but to be fully accepting this new reality. It's 100% present, so he has no choice but to release the grip of the past, anything that does not support this new version of reality. Your mind is obliged now to let it go, unlearn it. And as you keep your focus on those 2 points, on your 2 fingers, finding that one point of equilibrium, your mind has no choice but to anchor itself in this new version of your life. Your mind, your body, all parts of you are now fully anchored in this new version of your reality. So now, just know that at any time during the week, if you feel yourself that you've drifted a bit, all you need to do to make sure you're on track, bring yourself back, will be to just press your thumb and index finger on both hands at the same time, finding that point of equilibrium, and that will bring your mind back on the correct timeline for you, the one that you've created now, the one that's aligned with your vision, and the one that's not only aligned but also open to welcoming any opportunities that will even make your vision better. So, version of the week that's aligned, yet open to receive and welcome what's for your highest good and the highest good of everyone involved. Okay, so now you can release your fingers, release your anchor, and we're gonna bring ourselves back. So to do that, rub your hands together until they're warm. Then bring them at the top of your head. And then we're gonna touch our body as if we're trying to remind ourselves of the boundaries of our physical body. So touching our head and our face, and our neck, and our shoulders, and from our shoulders all the way down to our arms, and then back from the shoulders, this time front of the body, touching your torso, your waist, your abdomen, touching the sides of your body from under your armpits all the way down to your hips, and touching as much as you can, of course, your back from as high as you can on your spine all the way down to your sit bones, and then from your hips, your thighs, your knees, your legs, and your feet, if you can touch your feet. But if you cannot, it's okay. Just press your feet into the floor again, noticing the point of contact between your feet and the floor, and with that intention to ground yourself again, grounding yourself this time in this new version of your timeline, your reality. And since we're at it, sending some gratitude to the earth for allowing our whole experience onto this plane. And once you've done all that, you're all set. So just open your eyes when you're ready. And all you need to do now is just go and enjoy living your life and enjoy your week. And I see you next Monday for another intention activation session. Bye, everybody.